Do you ever wake up and check the news from the US and immediately regret it? Like, what fresh disaster are we dealing with today? It's hard to keep track of all the changes taking place in the US right now. Watching from the outside, it feels like witnessing a slow motion collapse, one that you can't stop, can't help, and can't ignore. Even from thousands of miles away, you might still feel it, the guilt. You left, you got out, but the people you love, they're still there, still struggling, still dealing with the very things that might have made you leave in the first place. I'm glad I don't live there anymore, but why do I feel bad? Why do I feel anxious? I know I can't be alone in this. So today, we're talking about expat survivor's guilt, the overwhelming news cycles, how changes in the US can still affect you abroad, and most importantly, how to navigate this new reality without losing yourself in the chaos. And after each section, I'll share some tips to help you manage it all. Just remember, you are not alone. I try to protect my peace by limiting news consumption, but lately, I find myself watching more, in shock and horror, and it's affecting me more than I realized. I want to stay informed, but I also don't want to spiral. How do I balance the two? Instead of watching live coverage or 24/7 news channels, I started picking specific news clips on YouTube. I thought that would help, but it didn't. I still felt overwhelmed. So I looked up ways to cope with this, and here's what I found. 1. Set limits on news intake. Choose a specific time and duration for checking in, but don't let it consume you. Balance the bad with the good. For every shocking headline, seek out something uplifting, stories of resilience, progress, or just something that reminds you that the world isn't all doom and gloom. Be selective about your sources. Avoid sensationalized media and stick to factual, balanced reporting. So, how are you managing this tightrope, staying informed while protecting your peace? Let me know in the comments. Even after managing my news intake, I realized I was feeling something deeper, and it took me a while to figure it out. And it is, well, what I can only describe as a form of expat survivor's guilt. So what is survivor's guilt? Survivor's guilt is a psychological response to surviving a traumatic event that others didn't. It can cause emotional distress, self-blame, and even physical symptoms. I know it's not the same as surviving a literal disaster, but it was the closest term I could find to explain what I was feeling. I feel bad for people in the US dealing with all of this firsthand while I watch from afar in the comfort of my new home. I feel bad for those scrambling to leave, but realizing it takes more time, money, and planning than they thought. I feel bad for those fearing for their safety, their healthcare, or their children's future. I feel bad when my friends' kids ask if they can come live with me. I just feel bad. I'm watching the country I grew up in, the one that gave me opportunities, the one my ancestors pursued the American dream in, change overnight with the stroke of a pen. But why do I feel guilty? This isn't my fault. I made a choice to leave when I did, so why should I feel bad? It's that feeling of I made it out, but the people I love are still stuck in the system. And if you feel this way too, here are some things that might help. Accept that you can't save everyone. You made the best choice for yourself. That doesn't make you selfish. It makes you smart. You can support others, but you can't carry their burdens on your back. And trust me, I've had people reaching out like there's no tomorrow. I want to help them, but not at the expense of my own peace. Stay connected, but set boundaries. Keep in touch with loved ones, but don't let the chaos drain you. Be intentional about when and how you engage with the news and conversations about home. It's okay to take breaks and say no. Help in ways that make sense for you. Maybe you send money, maybe you educate people about opportunities abroad, or maybe you just offer emotional support. But don't pressure yourself to rescue anyone. People have to want to change for themselves. Focus on why you left. When guilt creeps in, remind yourself why you left. Your reasons are valid. You deserve peace too. Find your community abroad. Connect with people who understand what you're going through. It helps to talk to others who just get it. And if you're struggling with expat survivor's guilt, know that you're not alone. We're out here, we're figuring it out, and we're healing together. Here's what's crazy. When you live in the US, you're used to the chaos. But from abroad, it feels like watching a dystopian movie in real time. You start wondering, was it always this bad? Or did leaving make me see it more clearly? Or maybe I changed. Another weird feeling is, do I even have the right to say anything? You're not living there anymore, but it's still a part of you. You see the problems, you want to talk about them, but some people will say, well, you left, so why do you care? Well, we care because the people we love are still there. We care because we're shaped by that country, even if we don't live it anymore. And because no matter how far we go, the US still affects the world. I feel bad because I care. Take action in a way that feels right for you. Vote from abroad, support organizations that align with your values, educate others on how to live abroad if they want to leave, or don't do anything at all. You don't have to take action if it's too much. Even if we left, major policy changes in the US can still impact us. Are you a digital nomad realizing your job is losing funding and you're now scrambling for new employment? Were you planning to retire abroad, but now wondering how to fully fund your life if Social Security changes? Are you questioning if you chose the right country due to US political pressures? How to prepare for uncertainty as an expat. Diversify your income. If you rely on US-based work or Social Security, consider alternative income sources like freelancing, part-time work, or monetizing a hobby. Stay informed and have an exit plan. Keep an eye on the global policies and consider having a backup country or second residency if needed. It's a weird feeling, isn't it? Being outside of the US but still connected. But if you're feeling this, again, you're not alone. Tell me in the comments how you handle watching the news from abroad. Do you stay informed or do you disconnect for your sanity? And for those of you who haven't moved yet, have changes in the USA affected your plans? If you enjoyed this video, watch this one next. The world is yours. You just have to find your place in it.